Shall I start? Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sam. And let me start with a simple question. What do you think is the main cause of traffic jams? Car collisions? Bottleneck effects on narrowing roads? Well, actually, the major cause, based on a lot of research, is something called phantom traffic jam. This refers to a phenomenon where drivers' reaction time piles up and develops into a huge traffic congestion. Well, I'll talk about this more later, but anyway, the problem is all due to humans. And what if computers take control of cars, not the humans? Well, so our discussion leads to self-driving cars. Self-driving is one of the main concerns that current car manufacturers and governments are now facing. What do you think is the most significant value of self-driving cars? Some might say it will be making drivers convenient, right? Drivers can take a nap. But actually, I see more in self-driving. I don't just see the convenience. I see efficiency. I see radical efficiency that's enough to bring a revolution to the city's transport. Today, I'm here to talk about how self-driving cars can change the world. And I believe that self-driving cars will redefine the city's transport and revolutionize the way we live. Well, let's begin with some general benefits of self-driving cars. Well, it brings convenience, it reduces collision rates, and it also offers great mobility for the disabled or elderly. But today I'm focusing on how self-driving cars can dramatically increase the traffic flow. Well then, how does it work? Well, we have to get back to the phantom traffic jam. Let me tell you more about it. Phantom traffic jam occurs when one driver on the road takes a slight but unpredicted movement. So if one driver just brakes suddenly or changes the lane quickly, then the other drivers nearby should respond to it. And these responses become a chain reaction. And since humans have reaction time, they have delays. So these delays get accumulated and therefore result in a huge traffic jam. So let's see a video clip. Please skip. Skip one. Here's a video clip. It's from MIT YouTube channel. And so here's a computer simulation. Here's a circular circuit. And here, a car suddenly brakes slightly. And then the cars behind that car reacted to it. And therefore, I'm sorry this video didn't run smoothly. So here, the traffic jam occurs. This is how basically a phantom traffic jam works. So now, if all the cars are automated, this would never happen, obviously. So basically, self-driving cars individually can reduce most of the traffic jams. And now, we're jumping into something where vehicle-to-vehicle communications are into reality. So with V2V, cars are now aware of each other's movements or each other's positions. And therefore they can optimize their own routes on their own. Now if we suppose that there is a central network binding all the self-driving cars, then it will be able to adjust the traffic flow to keep it the most efficient. So let's see. If there's a central network, we can handle some irregular situations easily. So suppose there is an emergency situation, so we can adjust the traffic flow to give priority to ambulances or firefighters. Moreover, please skip one. These kinds, I think you have to press the space button. Actually, these kind of intersections can be possible. So please run the video. So see, intersections without traffic signals. So if there's a central network that are giving orders to these cars these kinds of intersections might not look so realistic, but still possible. So this is some examples showing what potential the self-driving car has. So with this infrastructure, a report from KPMG says that there can be at least 500% increase in traffic capacity with the infrastructure built in. With this infrastructure, all the cars will act like the attached cars on passenger train, so accelerating and braking together without any collisions. So this would make a huge change to city transport. So now I'm moving on to what these changes will have effects on our daily lives. What consequences are possible? Think about this. So traffic flow has increased a lot. There are almost no collisions and no traffic jams. Then, it turns out we don't actually need public transports. Why do we need public transport? We can avoid traffic jams, we don't have to drive them manually, but now with self-driving cars, actually getting in the car is much better than getting in a train. So, public transportations like bus, subway, trains are now becoming pointless. And therefore, in my opinion, all the cars in the city will become and serve as a city transport. So like robo-taxis filled in roads. So that's a huge point because at that point, people don't actually need to own a car. So we can save the parking lots. And we can move from a place to another much faster than we do now. So as a result, without collisions, without traffic jams, the world would become much more productive and safe and quick. Okay, to conclude, I've talked about how self-driving cars can be a solution to the phantom traffic jam. I've talked about how vehicle-to-vehicle communications or central network can change the city transport. I've talked about how it will influence our daily lives. There are a lot of obstacles, difficulties, and challenges to implement the self-driving infrastructure. But yet, self-driving will surely emerge to our society, and I think we should be prepared for it. And I just give my final message to hope you to pay attention to the development of self-driving cars from now on and issues. So, thank you for my speech, listening to my speech, and I think I'll start my discussion.